Hi, my name's Andy. Welcome back to another folding bike video. I'm still here in New Zealand, but we are planning another folding bike adventure. So let's take a look at the bikes that we will be taking on our next trip. So these are two aluminium frame folding bikes, and I managed to pick these up secondhand for $40, which is about $30 US. And they were in pretty bad shape when I got them. They were covered in rust and yeah, just generally in quite bad shape. This is what they were like. They needed a good clean, and some of the parts have been replaced. So let's have a closer look at this bike. This is my bike. You know, I haven't really done that much to this bike besides cleaning it up and replacing some of the small parts. The only real modification that I've done is to remove the mud guards. So after I did that, I cleaned off the rust and replaced the brakes with brakes from a mountain bike. These brakes are a bit stronger. They'll stop the bike when it's loaded with gear. That's probably necessary because we will be putting a bit of gear on these bikes. So you can see that this bicycle here has the slick tires. On my last trip I used all-terrain tires and I did a bit of off-road riding. Well, I know that a lot of the riding that I'll be doing is going to be on smooth surfaces, so I'm going to stick with the slick tires on this trip. Another thing I've replaced on this bike is the pedals. So it did have folding pedals, and I've just replaced them with these sort of normal kind of pedals. They're just a bit sturdier. Any of the points of contact with the bicycle should be as strong as possible. The carrier on the back here is the same carrier that was on the bicycle when I got it. It's pretty good, pretty sturdy, and that should be sufficient for carrying gear on a cycle tour. I would like to have a front carrier, but I haven't been able to find one here in New Zealand, because that would be great to be able to carry a bit more gear and spread the weight more evenly on the bicycle. So what we're going to be carrying on the bike is, first of all, just personal gear. Most of that will fit in a small backpack, and I'll just carry that on my back. The other major stuff that we will be carrying all the time will be a tent and sleeping gear and cooking gear and food. The other significant weight, all touring riders will agree, is water. You'll always take more water, especially if you're going for a long time off-road. I think I've covered off this bike and I've shown everything on here. Should we just give it a quick fold just so you can have a look and see? So that's the size of the bicycle when it's fully ready to ride. I'll just show you what it's like when it's folded. So there's our bicycle fully folded and ready to go in a car, on a train, or however you like to travel when you're not riding. So let's move on and have a look at this bicycle here. It's identical to the other one. It's the same exact model. However, we have a really nice Pannier on the back here. And I purchased this for $20 secondhand. And this Pannier is actually made for a pram, for a pushchair. What else do you call it? A stroller in American English. It attaches really easily and quite strongly too with this Velcro. I don't expect that to be a problem, and I'd say we could probably carry a decent amount of weight in there, maybe 5 kilos or so. So I'll show you the inside. I'm not sure how many liters this is, or you know, how much that is supposed to carry. Like, I would say probably 20 liters actually. It's quite a big bag. So hopefully that can carry our food and cooking gear in that Pannier, which leaves the rack on the back of this bike free to carry other stuff, perhaps a backpack or a tent. So the other difference with this bike, obviously you can see the seat. Also, we've replaced the pedals. Now I've replaced the brakes that were on the bike, and we've replaced the tires with all-terrain tires. Since we've got two of these bikes identical, we have one with the slick tires, one with the all-terrain tires, and then I'll report back and I'll tell you which performed better. So these bicycles do use the Shimano 6-speed gear arrangement on the back here with the derailleur and the cluster. I find this is a really good gearing system. There's no hidden parts to it. Everything is pretty much as it looks, and you can service it yourself with just a screwdriver and Allen keys and a small wrench pretty much. These frames are a little different than previous bikes that I've had. This one is an aluminium frame. There's a bunch of different bikes that use this design, and they all sell under different brand names. I'll put a list of them up here so you can see all these are a similar style of bike to this one. Now, the reason we've gone with these aluminium frame bikes is because they are light. We will be packing them on an aircraft, so we want them to fall within the baggage allowance of 23 kilos. And because they're a little lighter, it means we can carry other baggage with us on the flight, such as a tent and tools and cooking equipment. So thanks for watching my video on the new folding bikes for world touring. Well, they're new to me, secondhand. Go out and get yourself one. Stay tuned to the channel for more folding bike adventures. My name is Andy, and I'll see you in the next episode.